Alright, what's up guys? This is SamAI here, and today we are taking a look at the Typhlosion deck. So this deck revolves around Typhlosion. It has this Pokemon power called Fire Recharge. Once during your turn before your attack, you can flip a coin. If it's heads, you attach a fire energy from the discard to any one of your fire Pokemon. And he's got an attack Flame Burst. Flip a coin if heads, stack does 60 plus 20 more damage, and does 20 damage to Typhlosion. So if tails, it also does 60. So essentially, you just accelerate fire from the discard on a coin flip, and the attack does base 60 or 80 plus 20 damage to yourself. Now, if you remember Metal Energy, it's a way of preventing 20 damage to yourself for self-damage Pokemon. In this case, that applies, and so if attached with the Metal Energy, you can do 50 or 70 and no damage to yourself on the heads coin flip. So that's one option to power up Flame Burst. But otherwise, just doing base 60. 60 is a pretty high damage output. And, it doesn't one-shot many things, but the heads coin flip to get to 80 can one-shot things. And then the 20 damage that you take, you can always heal off with the Gold Berry. So there's ways of boosting this damage output. However, we have an even better Pokemon that can utilize the fire energy to do even higher damage output. And that's going to be Blaine's Arcanine. So Blaine's Arcanine is a 90 HP stage 1 with a 3 retreat. First attack is Heat Tackle, does 40 damage and 10 damage to itself. Once again, Metal Energy can prevent this self-damage, and instead you do 30 for free. And then the second attack is the primary attack of the deck, is Firestorm. Discard 3 fire cards attached to Blaine's Arcanine in order to use the attack, and you do 120 damage. So nothing in the game in Gen 2. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100% sure. Nothing at this point in the development of the game has HP higher than 120. So this one-shots everything, and that's really where the deck's power comes from. Is Typhlosion will accelerate fire from the discard onto Blaine's Arcanine that can discard the 3 fire to do a Firestorm that just one-shot KOs everything. Remember that in Gen 2, energy costs for primary attacks are 3 to 4 energy. So if you spend 3 to 4 turns to set up an attacker and you get one shot instantly, they're also evolutions, right? So if you set up an evolution with 3 to 4 energy, and then you get one shot, that's a huge blow. You get knocked back a lot, and you have to recover from that. So this is a super powerful card, and with acceleration, it just becomes overpowering. This is the number 2 deck in the format next to Feraligatr. And as you notice here, that this is a fire deck and we're weak to water. But we have a stadium that helps prevent that. But let's put that aside for a second. Let's get into the rest of the deck. Now that you've seen the primary combination, the primary strategy we're going to utilize. So let's go from top to bottom. So we saw Blaine's Arcanine. Let's take a look at Blaine's Growlithe. So first attack is a cool attack. Stoke, search your deck for a fire and attach it. This is a way of accelerating fire to set up an Arcanine, obviously. Body Slam's alright too, 3 energy is pretty costly for 20 damage, but you can now paralyze the opponent on a coin flip. So it's a stall tactic. 1 retreat's awesome, and it's a Blaine card. So we'll talk more about what the benefits of being a Blaine card later, but this is Blaine's Growlithe, and once he evolves in Arcanine, becomes pretty powerful. So we talked about Typhlosion. Notice that he also has a 2 retreat cost, and Blaine's Arcanine has 3 retreat costs. So this is a deck where you're going to be having to strategize a lot with retreat, because Double Gust is going to be your primary way of gusting an attacker into the active spot. But because you have such heavy retreat cost Pokemon sitting on the bench, it's going to be pretty difficult to get your primary attacker back into the active to take a KO. So you're going to have to manipulate the fire energies to be able to retreat appropriately. 2 retreat costs is something you're going to have to definitely think about and notice throughout the course of every match. We play 4 Cleffa. It's our primary way of drawing Pokemon, getting set up. This deck has 2 evolution lines. One is a stage 2, one is a stage 1, so there's going to be a little bit more delay with getting set up, and Cleffa is going to be utilized a little bit more in this deck, and that's why it's a 4 count instead of 3 count. We definitely want to start with them as often as we can. 2 Quilava and 4 Cyndaquil for the 4 Typhlosion. So Quilava, his attacks aren't really all that great. Smokescreen does 20 for 2, tries to attack during your turn. Your opponent flips a coin if tails attacks. Nothing. So Smokescreen's alright, you know, it's a stall tactic. Char, you put a char counter on the opponent, and it's kind of like Burn. A char counter requires your opponent to flip a coin after every turn. If tails, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon with a char counter, and the char counter stays in play for as long as the Pokemon is in play. So it's kind of useful if you're desperate, you know, but a 3 energy cost and 30 damage, and the char counter potentially starts stacking up damage. You know, you can't heal the char counter though, so you know it has some uses, but in general, you're really never going to use this attack. Cyndaquil is the basic for the Typhlosion line. Fireworks is good because it's a single energy for 20, and if you flip a coin, you have to discard 1 energy attached to Cyndaquil, but Typhlosion accelerates energy from the discard, so you're not hurting with if you want to use Fireworks. Now the only downside, of course, is you can't retreat right after because you discarded your energy. Quick Attack does 10 plus 20 if it's heads, so it's not that great, to be honest. Fireworks is really your primary attack for the baby Cyndaquil here. 50 HP is nice. One retreat cost is pretty good. So yeah, you know, this is our line, 4-2-4 line. We also play 3 breeder. So once again, we have 5 ways of getting Typhlosion in play. 2 Quilava and 3 breeder helps you to facilitate that. We have 1 Entei as a tech. The reason why he's here is because he doesn't need to evolve, and his damage output is pretty respectable at 60 for 3 energy. Now you discard 2 5 energy attached to Entei, and this attack does nothing. But it's good, you know, just because just doing for 3 energy you do 60. That's a pretty high damage output, to be fair. In this format where 40 and 50 damage is your bread and butter, doing a 60 is pretty good for 3. He's got a Pokemon Power. Now, you're really not going to use this all that much, but it says when you play Entei from your hand, you may discard the top 5 cards of your deck. If any of those have Fire Energy, attach them to any of your Fire Pokemon of your choice, and then using this power ends your turn. So, be careful with this. This is like, don't use this too early, just because the power will end your turn, and you're really going to have to be careful about what you discard early on. Late game, when you're shuffling Fire back in, and your deck is really thin and you just need 1 KO left, then maybe you can use his power, but just ending your turn really sucks. He's not really here for the power, he's here for the attack. 1 retreat also on an 80 HP basic is really good. So yeah, he's a good use of something that if you just need an attacker, you don't have enough energy in play, etc., he's an option to use. We play 13 Fire Energy. I've seen builds with much higher Fire Energy, and 13 so far has been okay, you know. We also run 2 Metal Energy though, so take note that we end up running 15 total energy, but the Fire is really the only one that can be accelerated from the discard. So once you use these Metal Energies, you can't use them again. So the reason why we run 2 Metal Energy is simply because 2 of our attackers have self-damage. So Blaine's Arcanine, the first attack, does 10 damage to itself. You might not think 10 damage is all that important, but remember you're also getting hit at the same time. His HP is only at 90, you know, it's not that high, to be fair. 100 plus is better, but 90 is good, especially on a stage 1. But just the fact that if you start hitting yourself too often and you start getting yourself in the KO range, he's got expensive attacks, and so you're likely never going to power up a Blaine Arcanine in 1 turn. So you've spent some time to set him up, so you wouldn't want to get KO too quickly. Typhlosion also, this is the main reason though why the Metal Energy is in here, because you do 20 damage to yourself on this coin flip, and Typhlosion is your primary strategy. You need him in play to get the Fire Energy in play, and so he has 100 HP, which is good, but if he starts taking 20 damage here or there, that's not good. While he's taking damage from the opponent, so the Metal Energy helps prevent that. Remember that Metal Energy also protects you from 10 damage from the opponent's attacks, and so it just makes him more bulky. Makes Arcanine also just more bulky. So Metal Energy is pretty good. It's a good tech in here. Moving on, we talked about the breeder. If you don't know what breeder does, it's basically rare candy. It says put a stage 2 evolution from your hand on the matching basic, and you can only place Pokemon when you would have been allowed to evolve anyway. So it's not like if you know Pokemon history, rare candy when it actually was printed allowed you to evolve I'm pretty sure this is the case, but it allowed you to evolve in any of the turns that you wanted, as long as you had the cards available. Breeder's not set up this way. Breeder is kind of set up as the current 2017 rare candy works. Is just, you know, if you could have evolved that turn, then you can, but otherwise you can't. We run 2 Trader. Trader is going to be useful to because we run 2 separate evolution lines. It's going to be useful to get the right Pokemon and play at the right times. Now, it's not, you know, Cleffa is a 4 count, and at any given moment, we want to attach fire energy while we're evolving. So Trader is only a 2 count. It helps in the times when you need it, but you don't really need it more than 2 counts. So it's here as a good option. And here's our way of protecting against that water damage. So against Feraligatr, Cinnabar City Gym is going to be what you use to protect your weakness. Now, to be fair, Feraligatr can still do 90 damage output. So it's not a guarantee against Feraligatr, but it just helps out that they can't just hit you for like 50, you know, and then you get one shot because it's double for 100. So it just helps out. Now, do keep in mind that it's only with Pokemon and Blaine in his name, so it only protects Blaine's Arcanine and Blaine's Growlithe. If he Gust of Winds your Typhlosion in the active, then he's going to get knocked out with just 50 damage since he's not protected. So keep that in mind. It's a 2 count here. Now, to be fair, in I would say any match that's not water, obviously this stadium is useless. Now, it also is useful for bumping stadiums, you know, so, but then, like, there's a lot of matches where the opponent just doesn't play any stadium, and so this becomes kind of a wasted 2 slots, but for the right matchups, it is a lifesaver, and so that's why we still keep it. Moving on, we run 4 Double Gust. If you don't know what this card does, it's basically Lysander for both you and your opponent, and that's why the retreat cost becomes important. You know, and especially in this deck, because when you play Gust of Wind, it's going to be your main way of taking out their attackers before they get powerful enough to do damage to you. But you really have to set up your bench to be able to retreat anything to be able to use this card. And that's actually why we run 2 Balloon Berry. So the reason why we run 2 Balloon Berry is for our high retreat cost. Balloon Berry is a 1-turn float stone. You can attach it, it becomes a tool, but anytime you have to use the retreat, then it discards itself. And instead of discarding the energy cards. So 2 count of Balloon Berry, 4 count of Double Gust. If you can have both of these in your hand, it literally becomes a free Lysander because you can retreat anything in the active if they don't have a tool attached already, obviously. But you can retreat anything to be able to get your attacker back in the active. He's pretty useful. It's a good strategy. The combination of Double Gust and Balloon Berry sometimes is not all that great, but a lot of times when you draw Balloon Berry, you can just attach him to a bulky retreater in the bench like a Typhlosion, and then he doesn't become a Lysander target because they would never Lysander him because he's got the Balloon Berry on. So it's just cool. It's good to use. It's an experiment. Not the typical Typhlosion deck does not run Balloon Berry, so this is just something that I've tried and, you know, just seeing how if it works, if it's worth it or not. 1 Focus Band and 4 Gold Berry. So once again, you know, our HPs are 90 and 100. There's just not many things that can one-shot that kind of Pokemon outside of water. And because you're facing water, I mean, no matter what you do, you're going to get one-shot anyway. In the TCG1 meta, you're going to see a big variety of decks, not just Feraligatr. If this were like an actual tournament, you would want a more focused band than Goldberry because you're going to see Feraligatr a lot more. But this deck is designed to be played on TCG1 with the TCG1 meta, where your daily quests will facilitate different types to be used outside of water. And the longer the match goes in general, the more ink you make. And so the meta kind of gets shifted to a slower format even more so, you know, versus like a tournament level kind of thing where you're just trying to win. And so Focus Band becomes more important in that because you're going to be facing more Feraligatrs. Take note that Blaine's Arcanine, because it does 120, it can KO a Feraligatr. So we have ways of fighting back, you know, to mitigate the water weakness, but it is an uphill battle. In case you don't know what these cards do, Focus Band is basically prevents a KO. If they one-shot you, instead you flip a coin. If it's heads, you don't get one shot, you have 10 HP left. Gold Berry just heals 40. as long as your damage is higher than 40 or 40 and higher, and you're not knocked out in that turn. So it's a good card. It's 4 count. I mean, you're gonna see it in every deck. Professor Elm is here for our draw support. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 7. You can't play any more training cards this turn. Some people will be tempted to play Elms early just to see if they want to get more evolutions in play. But I would say that instead of doing that, try to save some Elms for late game, because when you're starting to attack with your attackers, again, they have 3 retreat, and so you're not going to be able to shift to a Cleffa very quickly to be able to get a new hand. And at any given moment, you know, Blaine's Arcanine, the optimum strategy is for him to hit Firestorm and then just use Typhlosion's power to accelerate more fire onto Arcanine. So once he comes, the point is, once Arcanine becomes active, he's not going to leave the active spot too often. You know, so because of that, you really want to save some Elms for late game, because usually what happens is you're not going to be able to get more than 2 Typhlosions set up, and it's a coin flip, so on average you only get 1 free fire energy per turn. So you really want to attach a fire energy from your hand too at any given moment to be able to set up Firestorm over and over. So once you exhaust your fire energy from your hand, if you're not drawing them right, you're going to rely on the Elms to be able to get a new hand to get more fire in your hand, right? So I would say you rely on Cleffa early on. You rely on Elm late game to be able to just continuously attack without relying on Cleffa to reset up your hand. Talked about Bloomberry, and Nightly Garbage Run is our final card. So Garbage Run is going to be very important in this deck because you're going to be discarding 3 energy to attack with Arcanine's main attack, and you're discarding 2 energy with Entei, and so very quickly you can end up dumping a lot of your fire in the discard. And remember that Typhlosion's a coin flip with this power to accelerate fire. So because of that, you know, you're on average you're only going to get 1 or 2 back, and you're discarding 2 to 3 every turn, right? If you're going to use your primary attackers. So Nightly Garbage Run's your way of getting fire back. It's a way of getting Pokemon back, but if you look at our lines here, I mean, we're running a really thick line of Arcanine and Growlithe, and also Typhlosion and Quilava Cyndaquil. So you're usually going to use Garbage Run to just get fire back. At any given moment, you only really want 3 to 4 fire in the discard. And if you have more than that, just Garbage Run the rest in. And yeah, so that's the full deck, guys. It's really good just because there's like nothing that will okay, I think I screwed this up. So I screwed up my let me do this instead. All right, there we go. Now we're back to normal. So I just screwed up the order there, but there's nothing that can really withstand a 120 damage, and this is just the most efficient one shot available. This is one of those things that it's like, you know, some like for Gator, you're not 100% sure if you can one shot something, right? Because it depends on the water in your discard. This is a sure thing. When you hit Firestorm, something's gonna die. So it's very powerful. And against non-water decks, it can be overwhelming just because your attackers get knocked out so quickly. The 4 Double Gust is really good because of status. Once again, we're talking about 90 and 100 HP Pokemon, and your damage output on average for most Pokemon is only like 40 to 50. You know, so you're like talking about 2 shots, which means that status conditions become very important in this meta. So the Double Gust will help with that. That's why our counts are so much higher than other typical builds. But yeah, so just try it out. You're going to see how strong it is. The 2 matches that you're going to watch is actually pretty interesting because the same Pokemon shows up in both matches, but the first match we didn't know what it did, and so it really cost us some momentum along the way, and you're going to see how that plays out. And then the second match, though, we know exactly what we're facing, and becomes a much different ball game, much different you know, situation. So yeah, guys, that's the deck. If you guys have any suggestions, you know, let me know of what you want me to try or change. But otherwise, let's get on to the matches. All right, we got a match here against FGR89. We will apparently be starting with some Cyndaquils. I'm only going to put 1 up because I kind of want to do Trader. We're playing a Ho-Oh deck, though. That's interesting. 10 more for each type, so 40, 70. He's doing 70 base. and 90 HP. Goldberry attached it. Okay, so that actually means I'm gonna have to one-shot him with Arcanine if I want to take him out. Chansey for 2 coins. Okay, so that's kind of okay. Well, so now I can bench him. I can trader this one for a Cleffa. Can Double Gust the. I wonder if well, he's just gonna send another Cyndaquil out, so I probably should have played it first, but that's fine. So we'll Elm. There's a Balloon Berry. That's really cool. There's this. We will attach this here. We'll play a Balloon Berry on. Alright, I can't do that. So that's fine. We'll just end turn. He can't attack for 2 more turns anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, so Ho-Oh, it's definitely a deck, and I mean I've seen it played before, so definitely it's worth it. It's like a legitimate archetype. He also has Lugia, which would make sense, of course, with Ho-Oh. Now that is interesting. It says discard a fire, water, energy until at 90. So yeah, that's a pretty strong attack, but you end up losing all your energy, and there's no real way of replenishing that. So unfortunately for him, anyway. All right, so now we can do the Balloon Berry and attach an energy. I think that's the right play. So we'll do this. Retreat into the Cleffa. We can evolve the Arcanine, place the energy on the Arcanine. Do I want to put another Cyndaquil down? I kind of want to leave. Yeah, that's 2 Cyndaquils is fine, I think. So we definitely need a new hand, though. Okay, so we got a Quilava. There's an Entei, which is cool. He got heads on an energy arc, which of course makes sense. And he just needs 1 more energy now, so we're just going to do this. We're going to evolve into Quilava. And we actually have what we want in hand. We have a Typhlosion, and unfortunately we don't have a way of discarding an energy, so I think we're fine to Eek, actually. I do want to bench another Growlithe, though. I have a Breeder in hand. This hand is actually not as good as the last one because we don't have a Typhlosion in hand. But really all I needed was an energy drop for this turn. Okay, he does end up KOing me. God, that sucks. He's doing 70, right? Yeah, he's doing 70. There is a Cleffa. Okay, cool. We can do this. We can attach a Goldberry. We'll bench another one. And we're just going to Heat Tackle then. We get rid of his Goldberry, but unfortunately, it's not quite enough. What else tools does he have? He has a Bloomberry here, Goldberry here, another Lugia. Ho-Oh's the bigger threat, I think. Lugia's not, I mean, it does 90, but you lose the energy when you do it, so I think Ho-Oh is definitely the bigger deck. Or, I'm sorry, the bigger threat. He's doing base 70. Oh my god, wait, if he actually attaches an energy? Okay, good. Oh, if he had attached an energy there, he would have done 80, and that with 10 would have been 90. That would have been awful. Oh, man, okay, so I'm just going to Heat Tackle then, I think. We'll play this because I just want to get it out of my hand. Unfortunately, though, we'll just evolve this and Heat Tackle. It's fine. 40. I think we attacked a little too early. We should have waited a turn, played a Cleffa instead. This was my mistake. I attacked before getting properly set up. He only has a 50 HP, so that's fine. Yeah, see, this is like starting to look pretty bad here. I mean, we don't even have an energy in hand. So I'm going to Garbage Run. 1 energy. I want 3 in the discard, a Cleffa, and an Arcanine. We're stuck. I mean, we attacked too early. That was bad. There's a Typhlosion. And it only touched fire, right? Yeah, that sucks. That's fine. We'll just get that set up then. Oh, we're gonna have to stall. Otherwise, we're screwed. Great, great. So, fire recharge again. That's tails, crap. So, dead drawing's fun. Baby Flips is saving me right now. I might have to give up the Cyndaquil after this, though. Damn. GG. This feels like a GG. Not what I needed. Wow. Fire recharge. Please, no. I'm gonna have to actually double gust this. I can't afford to lose everything here. So I'll put the Lugia in the active and end the turn. Because what else can I do? He used the double gust, wow. I guess the Lugia. He doesn't have a Bloomberry, right? So he has to manually retreat. We have a Goldberry though, so it's fine. Heal energy to Lugia, yeah, he will manually retreat though. I have another double gust, so it's fine though. Can set this up though. If we actually get heads on both, that would be enough, right? Not actually enough, so we'll first do this though. Double gust again. What choice do we have? For the energyless Lugia. Our hand's just dead. This is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Erica is saving me. Wow. Why would he play Erica? That's, I don't know what. I honestly would have left me alone because I hadn't done anything for 4 turns, right? Why would you do that? Okay. Cleffa. Wow, I think that was it. That had to have been a mistake. I mean, he let me back in the match. That's crazy. Now, I wonder if I want to actually do this. If I activate Entei, right? Yeah, I'm gonna activate his power because we're so far behind. Oh, wait. So I can attach the energy anywhere. I'm gonna attach it to Blaine. What else did I discard? The rest, that's fine. That's fine. Played Scoop Up on the Ho-Oh. Okay. Alright, so Fire Recharge. We're gonna have to get him out of the active. We are able to get him out of the active. And then we'll just attach this here. Bench a Growlithe. And we're gonna hold this. Because he can't KO the Typhlosion. Yeah. And the next turn we can threaten to attack. Let's see here. No energy, but it's okay. And this is his only attacker too. Egg Toss will do something, obviously. Okay, yeah, so I don't know why he let me back in the match. That just seems weird, right? We'll attach this to Entei. Lugia is gone. I got a double gust, so that's cool. I'm gonna set up the other Arcanine. Tails, that's fine. I just need one heads on the Arcanine if he attacks with Lugia. Does he have a... He has a berry on, so yeah, I can KO him in one shot. So this is actually fine. He'll take a KO, and I can take a KO right back. I just need one heads though. So first I'm gonna promote Cleffa. And come on, give me one heads. Please, please. Come on, man. Oh god, okay. Whatever. Got retreat. Think I garbage run, right? I have 2 Growlithes gone and an Arcanine. I have 1 more Arcanine in the deck. I'm not gonna garbage run just yet. I don't have a trader in hand. I have some things in hand that I want to keep, so we'll just do that. We'll do this. Honestly, in hindsight, I probably should have waited on that, because now he can Balloon Berry. Good news is, though, here's an interesting dilemma here. So let's do this. Okay, that didn't work. In that case, we're just going to do this. We're just going to take a KO, it's fine. And we'll attach this to the Typhlosion, because I have a plan. I'm going to have to Double Gust, but we need to set these up for a retreat. So we can Firestorm. I need 1 heads. There's a Balloon Berry, which is awesome. Because this gives me Eek again. Wait, now I can Double Gust anything. So let's check this out. No. So Fire Recharge is still being a pain in the ass. And now I gotta definitely Mighty Garbage. My deck's running a little thin too. I think I just do this, right? Yeah. The rest is fine. This is gonna be important though. But what do I do now? I mean, I have to retreat somehow, right? Yeah, I gotta retreat. Unfortunately, that means that I gotta do this. Cleffa. We'll just Elm. Retreat into Cleffa. Already used these, I think, yeah. Then we'll Eek. There's a Focus Band, which is cool. Goldberry's kind of what I wanted, because I wanted to heal the Arcanine off. He's setting up an explosion? Alright, whatever. I'm not going to focus on what he's doing. Now the fire recharges are working. Great. Once again, I have a plan. So I'm going to hold this hand, and then I'll also heal the Arcanine. So I'm going to end turn here. I have a plan. Now I'm set up to retreat anything, right? So I can send up an Arcanine. I just need 1 heads. This guy is starting to be a little... What is he doing here? I don't know what his plan is with powering up a Chansey. I don't get it. I'm not gonna focus. I'm just gonna take out the Lugia. So I need 1 fire recharge to work. And there it is. Now I can Double Gust and retreat anything. Take out the Lugia. We'll use the other fire recharge. Oh, there's no energy left in the discard. It's fine. So we'll retreat now into this. And now I have another one in there, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So I just Heat Tackle. No, Firestorm. What am I doing? Okay, we're coming back. We have 8 cards left in the deck, though, to his 11. How many Goldberry have I used? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1 more left. Balloons are gone. What about Double Gust? 1, 2, 3. So 1 Double Gust left. He's going to take little pot shots with Elekid, maybe. But where's this attacker? Is he going to try to go for another Lugia? I think he's given up on Ho-Oh because it just takes too many energy to power him up. He has, if he flips right, this could just be absolutely destructive. That would be bad. I mean, if he flips 2 heads, that would be insane. The double slap is not nearly that bad. He has another Chansey. I don't understand his deck. I just don't. Chansey can't be good, right? How is that even possible? How is he actually going for the flips? Oh, okay. So that's what his plan was. When you play room-based damage counters, and then he has a Balloon Berry. Wow, that's sad. Flip a coin if heads. Okay, well, in that case, I'm just going to set up an Entei. I mean, what else can I do? We'll set up the Entei for sure. And then he hits me again for 30 only, so that's fine. So I just end turn. I gotta set up Typhlosions too, as a backup. He's got 2 prizes left though, and this means 1 left. The Elekid is gonna be bad. He hits me for paralysis again, of course. So now for sure, Focus Band the active. Set up a Typhlosion. Alright, I Focus Band the active though, so he can't KO this turn. So we'll see. He doesn't KO this turn. Okay, good. So I guess then, but I still need fire recharges to work. So yeah. Well, there's one. And give me one more, please. God. I could retreat and attack with the Entei. Just because he has 2 prizes left, I gotta do this. Try to set it up again sometime later. How many Double Gust has he used? Just 1. Alright, so he's gonna gust me out eventually. But anyway, we're gonna... I think we already tried this, right? Yeah, we tried this. Alright, so we're just gonna Searing Flames. He doesn't have a way of getting rid of that Balloon Berry, and we 2-shot him. And he has to flip heads too. Okay, so this only hits the active though. He retreated, now he can use the Goldberry. So yeah, he retreated, then Goldberry, then Double Gust something. He played Hyper De-Evolution. Oh no! He's just gonna heal off all the damage. Okay, well now I see his strategy, and I think we're screwed. We are screwed. 5 to 10 deck. What about Nightly Garbage Run? So 1, 2, all the garbage runs are gone. So I think I lost. Yeah. I didn't really know what his plan was, but we definitely lost. We lost for sure. We have an Elm, which is we can at least keep something going. And yeah, so Focus Band. He's gonna hit me with Elekid. Otherwise, I can retreat, but that doesn't do anything for me. So I just end turn. He's got 14 cards in his hand, man. Oh my god. So deck out is probably not an option because he can eek at any moment. So we've lost, man. He's hitting us with, yeah, we've lost. Heals off. I mean, I don't think I can beat that. Not having set up the way I did. Fire recharges are just being a pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we lost, so I'm just gonna eek because it's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, that's game. He played it too well. I didn't know what his strategy was up until the end. I could have probably taken out a Chansey if I knew his strategy. I just haven't. This is the first time I've seen this in like a year. So I remember playing this a long time ago, but I really should have seen the evolution, to be honest, because you don't play the basic Chansey. There's no point in playing this card unless there was something else attached. I should have seen that. So unfortunately, that was our loss. It was a good game though. We almost made a comeback. The dead draws really screwed us over, but we would have. Given the fact that he set up the Blissey so late, that was all credit to him for playing it right. That's really the only way you take the benefit is if you set it up late. Unfortunately, our flips at the end didn't work out so well. We could have gotten a 120 kill with the Blaine's Arcanine if we had one more flip on hand. So we weren't completely out of the game. We just didn't flip right, and he played it well enough to win. So all credit to him. All right, so let's go on to the next one then. All right, we got a match here against Gohan. Okay, so we start with the Cleffa. That's really cool. Unfortunately, no energy and all 3 breeders. I don't think he can one-shot me, so I don't really want to put the Entei down as a gust of wind target. Okay, well, we know what this does. So let's play an Entei. We won't do the ability, and then we're just gonna eek. So yeah, we're gonna have to one-shot with Arcanine. Otherwise, attacking's kind of pointless. We can trade her here. Trade her Typhlosion for a Cyndaquil. Bench that. We'll attach the energy onto Entei. And then we'll double overall Elm. Let's see. I want to track my bench. So Cyndaquil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I can't really do anything here. So I'm just going to have to eek. I can't bench that Cleffa because I need space for Arcanine and 2 Cyndaquil. There's a Growlithe, and now I can attach energy to the Growlithe instead. I can get a Quilava off the Elm, but I'd rather not. I'm not just gonna eek. Don't have a breeder in hand, no Quilava. I have an Arcanine though and a Fire. He's actually hitting me with Double Slap. Okay, so now I'll attach energy here, evolve, and nothing else. What happens if he? I can bench this though. 1, 2. You know what? I have enough space. I'll bench this too, and then I'll eek. There's a Quilava. More energy. He evolves, kills the Cleffa, so good thing I benched this Cleffa. Now, unfortunately, we're going to play this stadium because it's going to be wasted otherwise. We don't have a breeder in hand. We can set up a Quilava, though. There's 1 energy in the discard. I can start hitting him with Blaine, but I'd prefer not to. Instead, I just want to attach an energy and Elm, and then we'll see what happens. If he Gust of Winds me, that would suck, obviously. But I have a Double Gust too, so it's fine. They're all 1 energy retreaters too. Goldberry's attached, but it's okay because I can one-shot him. He plays a Letty-Ba, okay. So he flips tails. I can do this now. I've set him up for a KO. So I can just retreat into Arcanine. Attach this. We'll do a Fire Recharge as well, and Tails, that's fine. And then we're just going to Firestorm, take a KO. Cool. So his attacker's gone that he spent so many turns to power up, and even wasted something. There's a Double Gust now. He'll probably Gust the Typhlosion. So I'm going to Fire Recharge, attach to the Typhlosion, attach this to... Let me see here. Let me think about this. So what can he do? He's not doing anything, but I don't know what the evolution does. For now, though, I think we're fine. I'm just going to attach preemptively to Typhlosion because I know that's his Lysander target. And then I'm just going to end my turn. I have Berry and Focus Band in hand for in case I need to use either one of those. He's weak to fire, so, you know, it's, well, I think we'll be okay. Okay, so here we go. So Flash Touch, this looks like it's complicated. Let's take a look. If any of you switch one of them with light, as long as Pokemon's your active Pokemon, it can't become... Okay, so that's fine. Flip 4 coins 20 times the number of heads. Okay. So there's a... I can do a Goldberry fix right here. I can Gust of Wind him here. Let's... I'm gonna Fire Recharge. It's got Tail, so that sucks. Who's he gonna bring up, though? I'm kind of actually curious. I'm just gonna Double Gust now. He's got free retreaters, though, so that's fine. Let's see what he brings up. Because I can retreat the Typhlosion if he does so, and I can attach energy to Cleffa. If he brings up Cyndaquil, he brings up the Entei. Okay, so that's fine then. I can put this on the Arcanine. I actually kind of want a new hand, so I'm just going to put this on Cleffa, retreat to Cleffa, and then Eek. It's a free Eek, so that's good. Can he KO the Cleffa now, though, is a question. He can, but I have enough in the board to start setting up attackers, so I'm fine. Couple of garbage run and some energy. 4 energy gone. That should be good. That should be fine. Definitely want a breeder though, and I want it pretty soon. Heat Tackle should be able to start KOing him, so I just need 3 energy to do KOs now. Goldberry is attached to Light Ledion. He kills him. We're just gonna do this. Please work. God, it never works, man. Never fails. I'll just attach. I have a Double Gust and a Balloon Berry, so whatever happens next turn, I can set up something, so I'm fine. I'm just going to end turn. The Double Gust Balloon Berry combo is going to help me basically get a free Lysander, so it's fine. He's weak to fire, so I'm not too worried. I'm going to one-shot him pretty consistently. Alright, so he plays this, that's fine. Yeah, I can just KO him, right? 40, 80, yeah. I'm just going to KO him. Let's do Fire Recharge, though. Fire Recharge worked. So I don't need too many energy on him, so I guess I'm gonna set up the Typhlosion. I didn't mean to click there, but that's fine. We'll Heat Tackle. Another Bloomberry, so we have 40 HP left, and he doesn't have a way of doing 40 HP, I believe, right? Flip 4 coins, 10 damage plus 10 more. If exactly 1 is that's 20. If it's 2, okay, so there's something there. I can just KO this guy, but if I Double Gust him, I can Double Gust Bloomberry his attacker, or I can take out another Lediba. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. We'll do Fire Recharge, set up the Typhlosion, and Heat Tackle. So yeah, he's just a bad matchup for him, you know? It's grass versus fire. What can you do? He plays a Tauros, so that's interesting. I mean, that's a pretty good colorless attacker, to be honest. Stomp, just if hit, stacks is 20 plus 10 is 30. Rampage 20 plus 10 more damage counter. So as long as I one-shot him, the second attack's not going to matter. I can do Quilava now. Maybe get another Typhlosion in play. He's going to die, so I want to bench the Growlithe as well. And I'll do Fire Recharge. Tails. I'll attach this to the Growlithe. That's fine. And Heat Tackle, right? Yeah, Heat Tackle. So now we're up 2 prizes to his 4. There's an Elm, which gives me a fresh hand. There's another Chansey. That's why I got another Arcanine in the works here. Puts a Gold Berry on the Chansey, and he does nothing. So I can actually now heal the Arcanine, evolve the Typhlosion, and Fire Recharge 1. There's that. Fire Recharge another. Nope. So I just Firestorm. And there's the Arcanine, so we're good. I have a fully powered up Typhlosion as well, so yeah. So now I just Fire Recharge, nothing works. So instead I Evolve and then I Elm, I believe. Yeah. No energy here either. There's too much just a lot of energy in the discard though. So I could have actually just retreated there, to be honest, but I can't attack now, so it's fine. I could have retreated the Typhlosion, at least done some damage. I know if he evolves, that's fine, but then he still has to deal with that after the fact. So now let's do some Fire Recharge. Let's see what happens. Fire Recharge 1. Fire Recharge another. Yep. Cool. Heat Tackle. He's gonna evolve it. No, Heat Tackle does nothing because of that, so I just need to hold off for one more turn. Then I can KO him. One more Fire Energy, one more Fire Recharge will do it for me. He attaches the Grass. I have 40 HP left. Alright, so we're good now. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, that's it. Firestorm. GG, and that's a good example of how this deck functions. So yeah, it was grass versus fire, obviously, so it wasn't all that competitive. This is what happens when you can this is what happens when you know their strategy and you're able to handle it ahead of time. Like the other match, we couldn't defeat the Blissey because we learned too late how much, what his strategy was. But now that we know what's coming, it becomes much easier. Firestorms can take a one shot, so that makes it so much easier. That's what happens when you're prepared for something. So yeah, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Gonna do Dark Gengar next. So hit that like button if you like what you saw, and make some comments about what you want to see me play. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.